What Leclerc just revealed about Binotto is unbelievable. Are you excited or anxious to know what the amazing Leclerc said about Binotto? The important thing is that they are both connected through Formula 1 and Scuderia Ferrari. Ah yes, we are here to discuss some shocking news. Leclerc said something about Binotto. Do you guys have any idea? Well, let's check it out together. Charles Leclerc and Binotto aren't the best of friends on the grid, and it's been reported that they've stopped speaking ever since Silverstone. One couldn't blame Leclerc for his behavior because his team cheated him on several occasions throughout 2022, making the grid laugh at the team. There have been allegations that Ferrari fired Binotto and replaced him with another team principal, and Leclerc's reaction to this was furious. Especially given that we already know how Leclerc feels about Binotto. Charles Leclerc has responded to the news of Mattia Binotto's departure from Ferrari. On November 29th, it was announced that Binotto would depart his position at the end of December, with a replacement to be named in the new year. Following the announcement, Leclerc paid tribute to Binotto via social media. Quote, "Thank you for everything, Mattia." End quote. What was his first reaction to Binotto's departure from the team? Along with Verstappen, Charles emerged as the front-runner for the championship, but the early edge was on Ferrari's side. After the first 3 races of the season, Leclerc had a 46-point lead over Verstappen, with him winning 2 and placing second place in Jeddah. The reliability troubles that Ferrari had in the first few races will reinforce the perception that 2022 was Ferrari's season to lose. On the other hand, Verstappen managed to claw his way back up and declare the next 3 events in Miami, Emilia, and Barcelona. Furthermore, Verstappen overtook Leclerc in Drivers' Championship in Barcelona, and aside from Austria later in the season, that was all for Leclerc and winning races, so Leclerc is enraged with the current scenario of Ferrari. There have been several mistakes, such as when Leclerc lost 3 positions in Monaco because he trusted the team too much, and when he was left as a sitting duck in the final stages of the Silverstone race by Perez, Hamilton, and Sainz. While Sainz could pit and change his tyres, Leclerc was left in the lead and was easily passed by Sainz, who chose to defy team orders and charge his teammates Perez and Hamilton. After the race, Binotto got into a spat with Leclerc in the Delta, telling the Monegasque to not mention the tactical blunder to the media, as if Binotto could have stopped the media from talking and hiding Ferrari's embarrassment and mockery in this championship up to this point. However, the squad never ceased to be disappointed, and Budapest is next. Despite Alpine's advice that the hard compound rubber does not operate well in those conditions, Ferrari elected to mount these tyres and charge past the field with them. Leclerc finished 6th after starting 2nd and was passed by both Red Bulls, while Sainz finished 4th after starting 3rd and was also passed by both Mercedes drivers. To add salt to the wound, Verstappen won the race after starting P10. The most recent blunder occurred in Brazil when Leclerc was the only driver on intermediate tyres following the qualifying. The crew expected rain at turn 12, so they chose intermediate tyres when it turned out to be completely incorrect. The strategy was then pulled into doubt by Leclerc. The crew aggressively summoned him to the box, but they did so after he had passed the pit. There have been whispers of Binotto and his entire staff of strategists getting fired by squad because they have managed to turn this season into a total circus show on their own. After Brazilian Grand Prix, Leo Torini, a well-known Italian journalist close to Ferrari, says that Binotto was questioned about Mercedes' desire to finish and that his position at Ferrari is highly precarious. Change is not a guarantee of victory. Even when Red Bull is well behind, Ferrari still loses. John Elkann will undoubtedly point out Mercedes' 1-2 result in Brazil at Mattia Binotto. There have been numerous conversations, and it's unavoidable that the World Championship has been away from Ferrari for far too long, but this would be a mistake. Ferrari's executives are convinced that the relatively unknown Marco Mattiacci is exactly who his Formula 1's team requires to lead to the front of the grid. Even after this, there was Mattia Binotto, who is now leaving Ferrari. I hope you're enjoying the video so far, and if you are, hit the like and the subscribe button and turn the post notification on so that you never miss another upload. Now let's get back to the video. After all, Binotto was given the mandate to return to the team to winning ways by 2022, which he has done since he was appointed team principal in 2019. It's one thing to win a couple of races here and there, but it's quite another to emerge as the championship favourite and then lose all of the lead in the 3 races, which is why the disappointments in Ferrari are enormous, especially for Charles Leclerc, who spoke about the rumours of Binotto being fired. Leclerc was asked about this sensitive matter during an interview, and his response was both furious and mysterious. Quote, "I've learned not to think about it or to comment on it, but generally, the best approach is for everyone to be on the same wavelength and to make sure the right decisions are made together." End quote. He He continued on by saying, quote, "It doesn't necessarily mean changing people, but it's about the way communication works between engineers that need to be clearer." End quote. The relationship between Leclerc and Binotto is excellent, and the issue could quickly escalate to the point where Leclerc leaves the team for another. His contract expires in 2024, and while Leclerc has stated that he would sign an extension sooner in 2021, this is highly improbable after the 2022 season with Ferrari. The primary issue is that Ferrari was given championship optimism a title fright, and the team buckled under pressure. Quote, "I think it's right to take this movement at this moment, as difficult as it has been for me." End quote. Leclerc made some driver mistakes, such as in Imola and France, but that doesn't mean that he lacks talent, and these mistakes were decisive in his championship fight. After all, Leclerc was the main protagonist alongside Verstappen, and aside from Perez, he was the only one to give Verstappen a proper fight on several occasions. While some drivers may have been unwilling to publicly admit faults in the past for fear of being perceived as weak, Leclerc is comfortable with being open about mistakes and extends this approach to team issues. "A mistake can be a one-time occurrence. That is very typical for me. I've always admitted my flaws," the Monegasque commented. Quote, "That doesn't bother me. If the team makes a mistake, I will inform them as well. We are open and honest with each other. We all benefit from this manner of functioning, so I'm not going to change my strategy." End quote. Leclerc prefers not to criticize Ferrari publicly, but admits he may be loud about mistakes behind closed doors. Ferrari's mistakes in 2022 have garnered a lot of attention, but when asked if the team has received particularly harsh criticism, Leclerc suggested that they shouldn't worry about what others think about them. Behind closed doors, be vocal about mistakes. "Yes, we've made mistakes, but if you have a fast and reliable car, you can disguise them better. Red Bull had an easier route because they merely had to reduce the car's weight, whereas we had to improve the aerodynamic idea. Did we make the proper choice in terms of priority between 2023 and 22? Only 2023 will really tell us if we've made the correct choice." Mercedes could be interested in signing him, as Hamilton is nearing the end of his career, and we are confident that the 7-time world champion would be delighted to leave the Silver Arrows in 2025 and be replaced by Charles Leclerc. The Quip inquired of Leclerc about a probable non-Ferrari move. Beyond 2024, Leclerc responded, quote, "2024 is a long time away, and there's still time left at Ferrari because this team has always been my dream." End quote. His goal is to win with Ferrari. He then moved on to say, quote, "And then we'll see." End quote. With that said, Ferrari has a lot on its plate in the coming period. Having an unsatisfied driver is never a good thing, but obviously Leclerc isn't pretending to be something he isn't, and his frustrations are coming from a very clear place. Therefore, the team has taken two options, and it's divided as to whether they will try and repair the broken relationship between Leclerc and Binotto, or sack the entire team, from strategists to team principals. If Leclerc decides to depart, Ferrari is unable to intervene. What is on your mind, guys? What do you guys think about this? Please let us know down in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and also subscribe to our channel and refer to other videos on our channel for more content like this one. We'll see you in the next video.